couple of days ago was the birthday of one of our priests who is in Japan. He's 85 years old. He's been in Japan for 60 years. This is Mission Alive. I'm Roger from MSC Mission Office. That priest is Father Brian Taylor, and I think he's one of the very few MSCs I have never met. He was in Japan for all of those years and is still there. I was in Papua New Guinea for many years, so whenever we would come south, our paths probably just never crossed. MSCs went to Japan after the war, after the Second World War. Invited by a bishop there in Nagoya. And in fact, I really don't know a lot about that mission. And I'll have to do some reading on it. However, a case like that, it's been there 60 years, is a case of really answering the call to come follow me and leave everything behind. Leave mother and father and house and goods and possessions. Leave it behind. He's been there for 60 years. I think in probably one sense he doesn't belong here in Australia. He belongs there. In many ways, coming back from Papua New Guinea after so many years, I feel I don't belong here. I feel like a foreigner in this land. And that has brought home to me that point when Jesus said, "Come, follow me." And being young and enthusiastic, we did. And we went. And as time went on, we went, in one sense, further and further and further away from family and friends and from home, from country, from culture. I used to say to a lot of Papua New Guineans, after I'd come down on leave, short leave and go back, I'd say to Papua New Guineans, you know, those Australians are down there, they're very, very strange people. Very strange people. And of course, everybody would laugh. But in a sense, it was true, strange to me, because I had moved away. So this man had been 60 years in Japan. He has moved a long way from many things. But this is the missionary call. And we have had over the years quite a few men go to Japan to work there in parishes with an English institute teaching English and a number of other things. However, we have had very, very few converts from the Japanese people. And this must have been something very, very difficult for them. Their culture is very different. Their language is very difficult and hard to learn. So it would have taken them many years to even begin, speaking the language fluently and being able to communicate with people and so forth. So it must have been very disappointing. And over the years, as I said, very few converts. I think one reason, and others would know more than me, is the Japanese religion, which is basically Buddhist, different brands of Buddhism, is a very integral part of their culture. So to change religion, in a sense, is to change your culture, is to become something quite different within the culture of the people. And this is what has been a factor in a number of other mission countries. It's very difficult to make converts from Islam because it's such a strong religion. And for instance, in Indonesia, where we have many MSC priests too, most of the converts are more from the southern part, Flores and those places, where the religion is not Islam. It is more based on the traditional religion of the people. And these people can make the change more easily than people who belong to the mainstream, larger, stronger religions. So in fact, now a policy decision with our men in Japan is that they would move more to working with Catholic migrant people, many of whom are Filipino, migrant labour going to Japan for work, and there's apparently quite big numbers and quite large communities of them. So now to be pastors to those people from other countries. And this is the way often mission goes. Get to a point where you have to make a certain change of direction, to go sideways or to go in a different direction. And this is also part of mission, and part of mission is also to be able to discern that the way we're going now is not working. It's not taking us forward in mission, so we need to look and go in a different direction. And this is what we're called to now as church in the world today. What direction do we go now? Not only the pandemic, but the whole world, a secular world, a world that perhaps in many ways is not interested in God or religion, commercialism, money in the Western world, and in many other countries, the disasters of war and refugees and many other, as Pope Francis says, many other pandemics. What direction do we go? So the mission continues to evolve, the mission goes on, the mission is alive. Thank you for being with us.